Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. For those of you who are new, welcome. My name is Emma. If you have been here before, you may have seen my previous art journaling videos. I'll pop some of the more recent ones in the description below in case you've missed any, and also my playlists on art journaling. So for those of you who have seen some of those, you may remember that this is my sort of second to last most recent art journal. So I started this one in autumn of 2024, and I still have a little bit left to fill. So I thought I would show you a really quick and easy way of literally doing that if you have a lined notebook like this one. So if you don't consider yourself to be particularly arty, I'm hoping this might help you, because I think a lot of people hear the term art journaling and they assume that you've got to be really good at art and drawing, and whilst that helps, you don't have to be at all. You can do all sorts of different things. So this, as you can see, is just a lined notebook. What I've done is I've had some sort of nice pieces of paper. I've literally just torn them up, stuck them in, and I've used a little bit of washi tape just to add a little bit of colour and to break some of these bits up into sections. So this can be a really good way of sort of starting out with a bit of art journaling and just trying to create something a little bit interesting. And then just with a pen, what I'm doing is I'm literally just doing some doodles. So nothing fancy, nothing difficult. But this can also help you to create borders. I've done a little bit of journaling here, and I'm literally just going to do some more doodling with my pen here. You can do all sorts of bits and pieces just to really make the pages a little bit more interesting. Something else that you can do is, if you have a selection of pens, there can be any pens, they can be permanent markers, they can be gel pens. Obviously, if you've got shiny paper, then you might want to use a permanent marker instead, because obviously some papers don't work with all different types of pen. But what you can do is you can just use different pens just to sort of create something. So I'm just going to make the words I've written here a little bit thicker so it looks more like a title. So this is also helpful if you don't have any sort of quotes or anything sort of out of a magazine or a newspaper that you want to stick in. Obviously if you have, then you can absolutely do that, but if you're really starting from scratch and you don't know where to start, I recommend this can be a really good place, because you can just keep building and building and building, and then you'll start to see something come up. So let's just put another word in here, and it can be absolutely anything. I'm just gonna probably repeat what I put up here, or let's put restful instead. There we go, and let's put another one there, restful mind. So you can literally just think of anything, jot it down. There's no right and wrong, there's no sort of perfect way to do this. Something else you can do obviously is you can use different pens, but you can also just add some little pen marks like that to some of the edges of any scraps of paper you stuck in, because this can also help to break the page up more and make it look like a bit of a border. It just makes it a little bit more interesting as well. And that's just a sort of quick little sort of tip on how you can really start from not a lot at all, and just build and build and build from there. Something else I do recommend is, if you do have any bits and pieces, start to collect them and put them just in a little envelope or something. So I've got again some more pieces of paper and offcuts, and I've got some buttons and all sorts of bits and pieces that I can literally just start to experiment and place on here. all sorts of different things that you might find helpful, you might find useful. It's also good to sort of have a look through different colour schemes you've got. So I've got black and white, I've got some red. It's quite nice. I might put that one there. Put that one there. And you can just start to experiment a little bit and see what you feel works. And you can just randomly place them. Something I recommend also that will really help is once you've sort of put different things in place and you quite like the look of it, take a photograph of it before you stick things down, because obviously when you move things around you might then forget where you've put things. So I do recommend to sort of experiment a bit more, see where things sort of might work best. Let's see what that looks like over there. So you can just sort of take your time with it and experiment a little bit. So I'm now just kind of going to decide if I want to put that one there or if I want to put it over here. So try out different ways you can place the different bits and pieces you've got. You don't need to have a lot, you can literally just have a few bits like I've got, and you can keep building. So you might stick something down and then over the next few days you might collect some more bits and pieces and think, oh, this might look good on this page or this might look good on that page. But that's just a little idea. Okay, so I've stuck this one down. I'm going to put some glue on the back of here. Sometimes what I do, depending on what the material is made of, because this is just paper, so I'm just going to use a little bit of glue there. If I'm using something like fabric or these, which are like really quite hard cardboard, then you can use sort of a different glue. You can use double-sided tape. I use double-sided tape a lot. So that can sometimes be really helpful. So I think what I might do is take these off because they have dried up, and then I will stick these down. I think I have one there and one there. Okay, let's get some double-sided tape. A little tip for those of you who use various different types of double-sided tape. If you've been in various different shops, you will probably go straight to the craft section, but what I'd recommend you do is look in the DIY section for double-sided tape, because it's often much stronger. A lot of craft tape doesn't tend to be particularly strong for anything other than paper. So if you've got something that's sort of cardboard, or you're putting fabric or sort of lace trims, that sort of thing that I tend to put a lot in some of my art journals, then you may find that DIY double-sided tape is much stronger. So we've got a little bit more going on the page now. Do a little bit more writing here. I literally just make this up as I go along. Some people like to really plan their pages out. I tend not to. I just like to go with the flow. The only thing I do plan sometimes is the colour scheme. So I'll sort of look at different things I've got and think, you know, what would go well with this, what would go well with that. If you want something that really contrasts instead. So it's starting to look a little bit more interesting now. Just doing some random swirls for no apparent reason whatsoever, just to kind of add something a little bit different. Do some more little doodles of flowers as well. Then do some journaling down here. What I can do is, now that I've got red in here, I'm going to try and see if I can find a red pen. So I've got a red marker here. And what I might do is start to just add some more red into the page, so you can literally just see how you go with things. As soon as you add new things, see if there's something else you can add. So I might add a little bit of red to this as well. Let's do a little bit of red on this side, just a little bit. It just starts to kind of bring it together a little bit more. The good thing about doing sort of scrapbooking and art journaling is you can keep adding and adding and adding. There's no sort of time to stop. The only time I suggest stopping is when you get to a point where you don't know what else to do. That's when I would recommend you stop. I'm going to put some black in the middle here. I think the pen's run out. Oh, there we go. Some more little doodles. I'll do a little bit more writing and then I will come back to the camera. Just started to do a little bit of writing here. So I hope that's given you some ideas, some inspiration, particularly, as I've said, for those of you who maybe don't consider yourself very arty. You literally can do anything you like when you're doing art journaling and junk journaling. You can use images out of magazines, you can just do some random doodles, use stickers, use buttons, use ribbons, anything that you like. You can do themed pages, so I've got an array of different things in here. I do have my artwork in here as well, but I've got all sorts of different things. I have used sort of lace trim. I use an array of different materials. I've got watercolour here, I've got pastel, I've got pen. I stick in sort of offcuts of ribbon. Some other papers, tags from clothing, all sorts of different things. I tear up different sort of coloured paper, so you can really do anything that you like because it's your journal for you. So I hope that you've found this helpful and maybe it's given you some ideas to get you started. I will see you again soon for my next video.